Hey everybody, so I just wanted to do this little video. It is, what is today? Sunday, I think it is. And we didn't have breakfast today with our friends, so I'm a little bit off kilter. But you'll see that I am standing here in the middle of South Windsor. I just had a great fun meeting with a 98-year-old South Windsor resident who wants to stay living in her house. And who has a lot of stuff that she's acquired over the years, and everything has a story and everything. So the sister or the daughter called me out to have a meeting with mom because mom's thinking about selling some stuff, and trying to help mom to figure out where to go with all of these things is important. Some of the things that I pointed out is that down the basement, some of the tiles are breaking up, and I worry a little bit about asbestos in those tiles because they're 6x6s. And I had pointed out to the daughter, who's a retired nurse, I said, you just pick up a piece, put it in a paper bag, take it over, find a lab here in town. And I said, I'll look for a lab here in town that'll test those to tell us whether there's asbestos in them, because the tiles are breaking up. And whoever's going to be working in the basement needs to know if that's asbestos tile or not. Because they really need to wear a different mask then, especially with the items that have sat down there and gathered dust. There could be asbestos dust too. So, and she's like, yeah, Brian, I didn't really even think about that stuff. Said, yeah, that's what my job is. I'm supposed to be thinking about all of these different things. And so then mom has never been down the basement in probably 10 years because she just can't. She doesn't have the legs underneath her enough yet to be able to go up and downstairs. So she's just not been down there, and there's a lot of treasures down there for her. And I pointed out that, you know, while she's alive, if she's thinking about selling things, then what really has to happen is we have to bring some items up while she sits at a chair and show them to her, and she'll decide whether she wants them to go to charity, whether she wants them sold, how she wants to get rid of them. And items that are very personal to her, she might want to keep, and then they need to be taken back downstairs. I said, but it becomes a very, very visual process because we have boxes that are sitting here so she can see where things are going to, whether they're going to charity, whether they're going to auction, wherever they're going to. And we'll help her with the concepts of value, Terry and I. So Terry and I both went to the meeting. Terry is back home with his family having Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm going out to have Thanksgiving dinner here tonight. I am standing here, from a realtor perspective, I am standing here in what's called the South Windsor Ditch. And what you can see is that this ditch goes on forever, all the way through South Windsor. It's kind of like what they do in LA. You know, there's water that comes in down here, and it's just kind of fun. And there's different drains. You can see the different drains there as well too, over my shoulder, drain. So the road water drains into the ditch. Now, what was fun that a lot of people didn't pay any attention to was a couple years ago, Fred Francis, who is the city councilor for this area, had said, gee, you know, this is such a beautiful place. Wouldn't it be great if we tore out all this concrete and if we planted gardens and put a bike path and a walking path and benches and all of that stuff down here in the ditch, because there's just a little bit of water that runs through it. And that was before 2016, before all of South Windsor went blub, blub, blub with water in the great rainstorm of 2016. And then all of a sudden the rainstorm of 2016 hit, and the water was where I'm standing. I would be drowning right now. The water was that bad down here. The ditch was doing its job. It was taking the water away as best as it possibly could. And all of a sudden, after the great flood of 2016, Fred Francis said, you know, it probably would not be a very good thing if we tore out the concrete and planted trees and put park benches down, because they would all be out in the lake by now. So it's one of the little fun stories about the South Windsor Ditch. It's here for a purpose. It does its job. And it's much like what LA has with how it dissipates water as well too out to the ocean. So just wanted to share that little bit with you, tie together the estate business and the appointment today with a little bit more factual information about South Windsor. If you're looking at moving to South Windsor, it is a great place to live. The schools are phenomenal. All of that is all good. I've covered that in other videos, and now I've given you a little bit more information about the South Windsor Ditch. Thanks for tuning in. If I can help you in any way, 519-995-6145. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.